Wobbles wants to try and pickpocket that firebolt caster.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Do it, dude.
We have is it the goddess of the lake that's really pissed? We have, a bunch of things that are coming from the fucking forest and a potential, headless body that is creeping its way towards us.
Aswangs are creatures of the night. They prey on any warm-blooded creature. They especially like, bipedal intelligent creatures. So everybody here, 13-inch tongue emerging from your bag with a proboscis of filled with teeth, just flailing about crazily, and it looks like it is trying to find purchase somewhere on your body. But
what in the tentacle porn?
What in the fuck?
And you thought that wasn't worth 20 silver.
okay, here's what you are currently facing after Dewada became furious. A large spume of hot water, boiling water, suffused the area, causing a rather heavy fog. This fog is we've likened it to like pea soup, in that here are the mechanical things that you are going to be dealing with while this is going on. Anything outside of 5 feet, it's hard to see. You guys had gone through trying to get back to the location that Perseverin and Riz had gone to earlier. However, there was a fallen tree. You also heard that whistling going on throughout the fogged up forest. You know that you are on a path, and to your right and to your left, there is tons and tons of trees, which you don't know where amongst them is the Aghoy, because when they do not move, they are indecipherable from regular foliage. You guys are in the marching order of Lily up front, Okot in the second, Riz with the aswang head, Perseverin, the two kobolds, and I believe Wobbles was trying to hide amongst the mist. As you were hearing whistling, at the same time, the head that Riz had tried to make an attack on her, which she successfully avoided, as the head tried to, its proboscis-like tongue tried to latch onto you. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just like,
Ew. Ew.
Yeah.
Wait, are you making out with it? What?
No, it was in my satchel. It's eating its way out of the satchel, and now the tongue is trying to grab hold of something, aka my arm or hand.
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
like
that kind of.
Yeah.
I misinterpreted.
Now we're just doing the sound effects.
Load up my back.
Yeah, hang on to that for Foley, Doug.
We're making it easier.
So I think Perseverin would be able to see the head trying to get away, and the tongue lashing about furiously, trying to attack Riz, who is contending with that currently. Okot, you would hear this, and if you were to look back, you'd be able to see it. Lily, you would also be able to hear it. However, considering how heavy the fog is, it would be harder for you to make sense of what's going on. You would just see Riz fucking dealing with something. At the same time,
And here.
Ew.
Bad
Ew,
noise.
I'll never do that again.
Let's cut that out. Let's pretend
Please,
That's an
never
X card.
irritating.
I didn't even like hearing that. I'm so sorry.
That was an X card. No, never.
Duly noted and agreed.
Oh,
We all hate it, which means it has to stay. I'm sorry, that's the rule.
No. Who taught her local look rules?
Elliot.
Damn it, Elliot. Damn it, Elliot.
Oh,
I don't like what
that.
wandered onto our screen.
And at the same time as that is occurring with Riz, a large creature
A large Death Note looking motherfucker.
enters the fray. Everybody, please roll me initiative.
Nuts.
Can I do one thing since it's attacking me right now?
That was like a surprise round.
Damn it!
Damn it. We haven't had any kind of a rest in between this and our last encounter, have we?
No.
Shit nuggets.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless the DM counts you just standing around having a chat for like an hour.
It was some
A
pretty
rest,
incredible
like
small
a short
talk.
rest.
Was it restful small talk?
You get key points back on a short rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do.
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Yeah, I mean, like it's canonically small talk, and he did not want you to help him, so I would count that as a short rest.
That has been Ray was your D&D lawyer.
Man, she brought in the squelching mouth noises, but also the short rest. I'm torn.
80.
Yes, but Ray lawyered us into having to keep it. This is what I'm torn on Ray's lawyering skills.
Fair enough. Yeah. Look, I am appropriately values neutral. That is where a lawyer should be.
Oh, damn it, I'm
A
sold.
lawyer with integrity? I don't think they exist.
Yeah, right.
Okat, you were the first one up. You can definitely hear some fucking struggling going on behind you, and a giant creature has appeared in front of Lily. When you survey what's in front of you, it is a little bit further away than makes it easy, or makes it easy to see. However, the enormity of it makes it harder for it to hide, I'll say.
Gotcha. So there's a looming shadow in the mist.
It towers over you at about 10 feet tall.
I shift slightly so that I am right next to Li Weiwei and equidistant between the massive scary thing and the terrifying head in a bag. And surprising no one, I am going to pop my arms of the astral self.
To be fair, the head is still kind of in the bag attached to my hip.
Yes.
Just
but
FYI.
I can, yeah. So each creature of my choice that I can see within 10 feet must succeed on a dex saving throw. So I choose the head and the tree monster.
She could see that tongue.
Mhm. I know it's there.
The head that is attached to Riz's bag that's on her. Okay, the Aghoy fails, and the head fails.
Great. They both take 2d4 force damage. Great. They each take 4. So I think it's the same like crackling energy that sort of travels up and spirals around my horns and like basically makes it look like my horns are extending to surround my arms. And then there's this sort of like final boom when they hit my fists. And that's what sends out the shockwave and makes the mist swirl cinematically, all cool like.
Absolutely. And as you see the Verseverin, who's looking back from behind this, you can see momentarily the mists part as Okat summons her astral arms. It clears it enough because it's 10 feet either way that you and Lily would get and Riz, if she's looking, would get a pretty clear view of what's ahead, which is a creature seemingly made of that white wood that Wobbles had discovered. It towers over you, and what is head shaped on this thing has several eyes running down it. They are almost as if they are carved. However, that the emotion in those eyes are nothing but contempt. Okay, and what would you like to do, Okot?
I'm gonna do something stupid.
Directly
Yay.
engage?
Yeah, because the smart move would be to run back and punch a head in a bag. That seems a lot easier. But that means leaving Li Weiwei on the front lines by herself, and Okot cannot abide that. So she's going to sit up in front of Li Weiwei and punch a tree.
Good luck.
11 points.
Yeah, as you make your first swing at this creature, your hand lands directly on its, if it's 10 feet and you're punching right at the hip area. You make
right in the
solid,
crotch.
yeah, you make solid contact. However, it seems unfazed by it.
That's understandable. I also just want to point out how amazing that pun was, because trees actually do have crotches. So, hey, I'm done.
Okay, and that's your turn?
That's my turn.
Okie doke. Next up, we have Perseveran Oathbreaker.
I'm going to poke a head in the bag.
Okay, since you are going to poke this, since you're going to use a melee attack on this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll say this because it is still on. Riz. I'm going to say that it has half or a quarter cover, so that's going to increase its armor class by 2.
Okay.
But that's behind.
Yeah. 14 total.
That'll hit.
Bad head.
Been there, buddy. Sorry, I couldn't not. I just
8 damage. Damn.
Yeah, Perseveran, having that moment of clarity after Okot's force projection with her astral arms, it gives you enough line of sight on this thing to be able to get just the meatiest hit on it. And when your staff hits it, you hear that of that creature inside. The proboscis tongue swings wildly. Anything else that you would like to do?
No, that's it.
Okay, very good. Riz, what would you like to do? You have a creature that just got fucking decked on your hip. You can feel the reverberations because he got a real fucking solid hit as it travels through the head to your hip.
I think Riz, like, as soon as it attacked, was just like, and then she's gonna like reach down, grab it, like kind of shove her hand into her bag, grab the hair, yank it out. She's like, fuck. Oh God, this is gonna suck. And then she's gonna grab the tongue and try to rip it out of its mouth.
She is going to have to try to grapple this thing.
That's fair.
You and I are going to go into a you and I are going to go into a contest for this.
would you say it was a head-to-head contest?
I will.
Hand to hand.
Okay, that's a 16.
Yeah.
I got a 17. So as you try to grab this thing's head, and you're trying to reach out, it's starting to fucking bite at you as you were not able to really grab at it, resisting your first attempt to grab the head.
Yeah,
Grab the head or grab the tongue?
Well, she had to grapple with the head first in order to get the tongue.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
To then grab the tongue. Okay, well, that's all I can do. So Riz is just wrestling with a fucking demonic head in her bag.
With that, I think it is Bahol who is going to be like, hey, as he is going to try to run up to Riz and see if he can also try to contain this head. Little guy did not do well. So as he's trying to grab at it, the tongue swings wildly, almost striking him, causing him to back off. Li Weiwei, what would you like to do?
Li Weiwei is going to try and do what Li Weiweis do best.
Fly?
She's gonna run around this thing
Yeah, she's going to flank it.
and
I get it. Yeah.
attempt to climb its back.
You are going to attempt to climb. She is going to attempt to climb its back.
The little kid loves climbing trees.
Yeah.
Wobbles endorses this.
Like I said, what lilies do best: climb trees.
Okay. In this case, it's going to be a competition between Loewe and this creature. When it comes, choose.
Yeah.
Can I assist by like trash talking it to distract it?
That isn't help. That would be a help action. So that wouldn't. You would have to spend that in order. You would have had to already have. You would have.
Bummer. Okay. I'm going to trash talk it anyway. Even if it doesn't help.
You could do it for free.
Over here, you stickly tree looking motherfucker.
What is our skill check here?
It's going to be athletics. I'm going to tell you what I got prior to. I got 23.
That's a 6.
Does that work?
Fuck.
So, Lily, as you start to dash, you can see that the hollowed out eyes on the right side of its head, it turns its head just following your movement. As you try to leap, it bucks against you, throwing you off. You are unable to climb this thing.
Yep. I think she just like hits the ground, rolls, like comes up in a crouch, and she just looks at it, and in its head, it hears, "Okay, that's fair enough, I guess. But you can't blame a girl for trying, right?"
Is there anything else that you would like to do?
No, that is my turn.
Okie doke. I
do feel like since she rolled, she would be back here when she landed. But
Yeah,
that's it.
So as she gets struck by this thing, or as it shakes her off, it causes her, and since it is so large, it causes her to roll about 10 feet away from it. So Okot is the only one within immediate striking distance of it. However, that doesn't matter for right now because it is not its turn.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
What is this maniac doing?
I think what Lusong is going to do is she is going to run up and try to cast a flame on the fucking wild tongue.
While it's still attached to my person?
You should have dropped the head, Riz.
No, I have a plan.
So do we. It involves you.
And that plan is separating its tongue from its head.
She sends out fire. You are part of her target, so Riz, I'm going to need you to make me a dex saving throw.
Yeah, Riz is going to fucking remember this shit. Fucking punt, you little bitch.
It's going to be 14 is your dex save.
Oh, dex save. I'm so good at those because, I'm so large. Oh, yeah, that's a 13.
Oh.
Just under. Wow. You hate to see it. Okay, Riz, as you see as you see the Kabold Lusong all of a sudden appear, you can see fire start to glow in her hands as she sends it directly, seemingly at you, even though she's aiming for the fucking wild and woolly thing. I'll offer you a deal.
Uh-huh.
I'll let you avoid damage, but I'll give you a complication.
Riz only takes deals when they fully benefit her, so give me the fucking damage.
Okay. Okay, Riz, the fire strikes both you and her, causing you, or you and the head, causing you 13 points of damage. As this thing squeals in pain. And Lusong goes, she is about to say something. However, she remains quiet. We have Wobbles. Wobbles, what would you like to do?
I'm going to use my action to tie a rope to the hilt of one of my daggers.
Okay.
And use my bonus action to throw that dagger at the tree, hoping it'll stick in him.
Okay, that's a great idea. Don't forget, because you are 10 feet away from it, this will ranged attack will be disadvantaged due to the amount of fog.
Am I hidden though?
You don't know that.
Because don't you get advantage if you attack while hidden?
I guess you would need to know that. No, I think you would be able to get advantage on this.
So it cancels out.
Straight up.
All right, so
Although
You can do it.
attached to it might kind of, a rope being attached to it might kind of give it a hint of where you are.
oh well, I'm using this to basically track where this guy is.
Smart.
$21.
Let's double check. Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh, and I get sneak attack, don't I?
Mm-hmm. Which
forgot.
is the dagger that you were using magical or non-magical?
Non-magical.
You got one from the dream at the inn. Are you specifically choosing not to use that one, or?
Yeah, I don't want to throw that dagger.
Yeah. I want to use the good dagger.
That's for stabbing, not for throwing.
So that is 12 damage altogether.
Damn.
And I'm doing it like almost like a lasso, like I'm winding it up and releasing it, so I'm still holding the rope.
So Wobbles versus Goliath.
Sure.
Yeah, you are able to wing this thing as quick as all can be. And you know that you nailed this thing as you hear your blade strike against its body. However, your blade does not penetrate fully into it, and it falls to the ground beside it.
Ah, shucks.
Reel it back in. Reel it back in.
Yeah, I figured that would also be an option, so oh well. And on that note, I gotta go do my friggin' job.
Boo.
Boo.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
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 Cut to a tree, just slamming Wobbles back and forth between the other trees. Wow, Elliot, what were you thinking?
Okay. So now it is these creatures' turns finally, because they rolled a 3 and a 4.
Baby Wobbles just disappears into the mist and we don't see him for the rest of the session.
Wobbles in the mist.
Yeah, what this is going to do is Riz, with that tongue swinging wild and avoiding being grabbed by you, you hear your bag get torn. That's nice. And that 20. As this thing chomps through and immediately disengages with you. What Verseverin and Riz would see is you would hear a plop on the as the head hits on the ground.
No.
Yeah.
And it begins to get lost in the mists.
Elliot, please explain to me how a severed head is ambulating away from the group.
Let me stop you right there. Elliot,
its tongue.
absolutely do not describe this.
Oh, we got two choices. It's using its tongue like a pogo stick, or it's rolling.
Or maybe it's just like wrapping its tongue around various branches and sticks and rocks and like...
And swinging like its body is doing. as it's kind of, yeah.
Yeah. It's just sort of
Yeah.
like scooting itself.
It's hovering quietly and almost majestically. It's not gross at all.
It's just rolling itself by flexing its ears.
Perseverin finds it beautiful in some horrifying way.
Well, it is a
Yeah.
part of nature
Yeah.
Ew.
somewhere.
Gross part of nature. Nature, you're scary.
But yes, I would. If you really want to know what it's doing, yeah. As soon as it bites and plunk, you hear like a squelching sound as you see multiple legs springing from the temples as it's in the darkness and the fog. It skitters away. You hear a tongue going thwip as it. As it starts to get lost in these woods.
Absolutely not. No.
Instead of Foley, let's just do comic book sound effects. Thwip. Love it.
Snick, 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 snick. That's 6 legs sprout from a head.
This creature, as that gets away, and I imagine that it's kind of, does Riz go like, oh God, no, please, no.
Yeah, no, Riz is like, oh my God, that's fucking disgusting.
I paid 27 silver for that.
Fuck.
This creature, because it follows the line that was attached to Wobbles' person, hits Wobbles, knocking him. You hear a boom. As Okot, it is now going to target you, my friend.
Cool. Expected that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be 25 to hit Okot.
Nah.
It hits you for 14 points of damage. Even though it's so big, its giant arm appears in the mist, slashing you on your upper body.
Ouch, says Okot. And I believe I'm going to use my reaction to Hellish Rebuke. Fuck yeah, I am. So I point my finger, and the creature that damaged me is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. It gets another dexterity saving throw.
Not gonna lie, dexterity is not its cash money place.
I really was hoping you would say that.
However, dice were on its side as so as the fire burns around it. You see that you are striking it true and full. However, you remember earlier in the day when you guys had tested this wood or had heard that this thing was fire resistant. So roll me your damage on that. And then it's halved and then another half.
Yeah.
Okay. 10, 5, 2.
Pew pew.
But don't worry, Okot. You get to try again.
I get to hit back. I want to punch it as hard as I can, as much as I can. I don't think a 10's going to do it.
Yeah, Okot, as you once again start to strike against it, you are pop, 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 pop. However, it seems unbothered by this.
Can I still use my flurry of blows if my attack misses?
Yeah. Because
Mm-hmm.
you're using a key point to hit again.
Got it. Okay.
So,
yeah.
You can't do it with your astral arms, but you just have your regular flurry of regular unarmed strike.
Gotcha.
So you have so that one's not, and you get to go again because you get 2.
Gotcha. Okay. Because that was a 13. I didn't figure that was going to do it. Come on, be cool. 14.
14
actually, the 13 and the 14 both hit.
Hell yeah.
Have you targeted, so it's showing.
Oh, for
you
fuck's
I was like, well, how does it know whether these are succeeding or not? Because Okot's punching herself in the face. And missing sometimes.
What are you hitting yourself? Clear all targets.
Yeah. So 11 damage. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, Okot is nothing if not persistent when it comes to her fists. And as you bear down, punching again and again and again, much like your monk training, eventually, if you punch a tree enough, the bark will start to break. And as you hear a crack underneath your fist. Okay.
Crack it.
With that, Verseverin, what would you like to do?
The head ran into the woods, right? It's like in the fog. All right. I'm gotta be mad. Goddamn head got away. All right. I'm gonna move. So what's the issues here with the fog and casting spells on this creature targeting it?
So it depends on the spell. Based on your current distance, like 10 feet. And since nothing to spell it, if you're doing a ranged attack, it's going to be at disadvantage. If you're going to try to make it do a saving throw, it's going to have advantage on the saving throw.
Okay. I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere.
Okay. Yeah. So it gets to make, when it starts its turn, it gets to make the dexterity saving throw. So I'll say this is what happens as Verseverin, seeing the horror show that was the head disappearing, goes like, God damn it. As he races to the right and is trying to find the giant fucking Aghoy, which he sees like the head of. However, he can mostly see the head. However, the body kind of gets, since it is close to the tree line, it's kind of hard to figure where exactly it is. So, leaving luck to heaven, he puts down you can see a flame. However, you are unable to see whether it is actually, engulfed in flame, the mist so thick with tooth. I'm the tree of the Aghoy.
Oh,
because it's so big, you can kind of demarcate that that's where it is. However, as the fog goes down, it's harder to see where its body is.
Gotcha.
So throwing the flame where he would guesstimate it would be.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry.
That's okay. Okay. So that will be a dex that left. Okay.
It also casts bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet. So that was the other side. I was hoping that this might shed some light on the situation and offset the fog a bit.
Yeah, I think that's a really good play. I think with the density of the fog, like it definitely adds some clarity. However, I'm going to say that as it branches out, you ever like run a headlight in heavy fog, like it makes it just bounces everywhere. Yeah. We have that kind of effect still surrounding. However, if you are we'll say that it opens visibility 10 feet away from the creature.
Sure. Yeah. I'm assuming people can see where the flame is. That's where the dude is.
Hopefully. Okay, I think that's great. But from from Riz's location, which is about 20 feet away from the creature, all of a sudden the fog has a beautiful red hue to it. Or orange, I should say.
And I'm backing up a little bit.
It's like high beams.
And I wanted to back up at the end of my turn. I'm going to move up next to Wobbles to in the future see what's up with him, because he did fall.
He did. He got mollywopped. Okay, Riz, what would you like to do?
This is so hard. Riz is going after the head.
Okay, so Riz is going to go through the tree line.
She's going to dive into the tree line, but also on her way out, can she just maybe accidentally kick what's her face? Just like an accident. Oops, I didn't see you there. Let me stomp your foot.
Can she accidentally try to kick Lisong?
Yeah.
And you're
accidentally on purpose?
You're trying to do it convincingly that it's an accident, or are you actually just trying to sideswipe her?
Shoulder check her in the fog.
I can't shoulder check her. She's tiny.
Well, shoulder check her with your knee.
Yeah.
Knee check.
Just knee check her. Boom. Sorry, I didn't see you there.
I mean, it's her shoulder.
She'll try and do it semi-convincingly.
Okay, in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her disadvantage on avoiding you trucking her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you advantage on trying to pretend that you didn't mean to.
Performance.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She got... Yeah, nope.
The dice said no, because that's a 10.
Yeah. So, Riz, you do fully truck her because all of a sudden there's a giant woman running at her. She doesn't have enough time to dodge out of the way, so she catches that fucking flying knee right to her chest. And as she's gonna fall to the ground based on the difference in size between the two of you, how does Riz unconvincingly try to be like,
I think okay, so I mean Riz is huge and she's now running. She's sprinting after the fucking head into the trees. Anyone will be able to follow her because she's just gonna be like plowing her way through. So I think she just like takes off, like crashes into her, and then just gets a like over the shoulder, sorry, didn't see you there. And keeps going.
Okay, and just so we're all on the same page, she's going to run into the woods where she knows where she thought the head was going, because that is of utmost importance to her. Okay, and
she paid good money for that monstrous head.
And where the Oghoi are, where they're located.
Yeah,
we're fucked.
Huh?
Not yet.
They're pissed because of the aswang, so it's like.
So as she runs into you, wow, visibility is higher, but not great. I think everybody here just hears like, sorry, as you hear as she through the fucking tree.
Crashing through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, it is the kobold's turn. Bahul would see that and be like, no, as he also dashes out of the way, dashes after Riz. No, I think he would stop, use an action to help her up, help Lusong up, and then dash into the trees. Wait, what would you like to do?
I mean, okay, I'm not muted. I was worried about that. I will, if I can argue with the DM on one thing, or at least explain my understanding of this. I don't think she actually knows what they're diving after or anything like that, because there's no way she saw any of that, and no one said it's getting away or anything like that. So
that's more than fair.
All she knows is shit is happening in the fog, but she knows Okot is over here with this thing fighting it, because she's close enough to hear.
Right, and she sees a flame.
And there's a giant,
and flame, right? So she's not going to abandon Okot. She's going to run up on the Aghoi. There we go. And we're going to try and attack it this time, since climbing it did not work. Huh?
I will also remind you, like in the map, you are running over in the trees. So do you want to run through the trees to get to it, or would you like to stay closer to the path and still have a line of sight to it?
I feel like you're harder to hit if you're in the trees.
But you are also probably closer to where more Oghoi are.
She's going to run up this way. Okay, run along the edge of the trees, which is why I'm like, I'm not sure there's really a difference, because she's basically just on the edge of the trees regardless. So she's still right next to the trees, even if she's not technically behind the tree line. But
I think there is a difference between being right next to trees and being amongst the trees.
Depends on where the trees are placed.
It depends on whether or not the trees are going to come alive and take a swipe at you. Regardless, they're going to come to life and take a swipe at you, just no matter which side of them you're standing on.
But then it could have the double reverso, whereas you have advantage or have a +2 on the one next to the flame, the one hidden amongst the trees would have a +2 on you.
The one that is gonna burn this whole fucking forest down.
And either way, she's going to take a claw attack. Oh, that was so close. Oh, it's still hit though. It's still hit. That's nice. 13 to hit.
That does it.
And that's 5 damage.
When she attacks, is it like what type of damage does she do?
This is slashing.
Slashing. Okay.
And then let's see. She gets her offhand attack because claws. And that's oof. No, that's an 8. That's not going to hit.
Okay, yeah. As Luwewe starts to run at this creature, she takes her first slash, which takes some of the bark off of it on its right above its knee. As she makes her other one, it seems to lean into the strike so that it stops her from getting like a full, strong hit on this creature. Okay. And we pass by to Wobbles, who Perseverin, you hear Wobbles kind of super out of it right now.
Unconscious, breathing, not at death's door, or Jesus, get this man to a fantasy hospital.
Yeah, take him to a Polka center. No. He's hurt, but he's not at death's door. And yeah, this thing does the fire burns. So Perseverin, give me some damage on this creature.
Man, this is where I guess being an ethical rules lawyer is bad. Did you give him a dex save, which he is allowed by law?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, and he lost?
Yeah.
Thank you. What a dumbass. Me and him. Hot damn, pun intended.
Nice. Yeah, as the fire burns, it takes. You can see that it's, or I guess Okot and Luwewe would be able to see this. The fire is starting to try to reach up and catch his wooden frame. However, once again, since he is naturally resistant to it, it doesn't. It singes but does not burn.
Okay.
It's smoldering, but it's like wet wood. Like it just smokes a lot.
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. Okay. With that, it is the Oghoy's turn. Well, he has a lot of people who are annoying him currently. Let's see. What he's going to do is swipe a swipe, and we'll see where that gets him. It is going to swing on Okot, and Okot, it swung for 12, which is not going to hit you.
Yes.
You are able to dodge underneath the giant blow. You take 14 points of damage as this giant hand slashes down on you.
Jam. Okay.
As it strikes Luwewe and the other one misses Okot, despite her mountainous breasts, which you think would make her an easier target. However, she is nimble. She is the knight. This thing is going to try to get out of the flames. You two will both get an opportunity to attack it.
Yeah.
If you choose to.
I choose to.
Luwewe is going to get a hit.
7. Farts.
Not enough. 4 damage, but she just like leans in and just bites off like a stick.
Okay. As she does, and Okot, you try to swing. However, you were a little bit off balance after dodging the attack, so you strike it again, but not with the full strength that you're accustomed to.
I was too busy telling it to eat shit. I should have been paying more attention.
Yeah. As this creature starts to recede into the woods.
Oh, great. It's retreating. Let's go. I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah, that seems cool.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, that seems good. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okot, would you like to stop battle, or would you like to try to pursue it to the trees?
I think I won't pursue it.
Okay.
Which seems very out of character, and I'm at a loss for what I will do instead. But
78 episodes later. Maybe I'll just let it go.
Maybe I don't need to rush into every battle.
New world, new me.
Yeah. Well, I seem to be missing all my shit. If I had my midnight lariat, this would be a very different story.
And also, you did get swiped by this tree, so
I did pretty hard.
Yeah, talking is a free action, though, right? So, like,
generally,
as it starts to like walk off into the woods, like Leah's like, I think bigger things to worry about, right?
I don't know. That one was pretty big.
Literally, not literally bigger, but like bigger, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure that won't come back to haunt us later.
We gotta follow Riz. We gotta track down that head.
Where did Riz go?
Into the woods, following the head.
This vague direction? She'll just
following the head, you say. Okay, we're following the head. All right. Super cool world I've landed in. Love it. It's great.
Are we out of combat, Elliot, or are we waiting for turns?
That's up to you guys to decide. Do you guys want to drop combat? So you, because from what I'm understanding, you guys are not going to be pursuing the Aghoi. So if that's the case, we'll drop combat.
Okay.
Then
we're not pursuing this.
Then I'm gonna move the flame sphere over to where it looked like Riz ran. That way. She went that way. And then I'm going to end the flame sphere.
Cool. I follow the beacon.
Yep. Lily is going to grab Okot's hand so they don't get separated.
Oh, wait a minute. We've got an unconscious Wobbles. Yeah. Can I pick up Wobbles?
No. Yes,
no, he's too heavy.
Come here, little man.
You're not strong enough. Where are the kobolds? Does anyone need a piggyback ride?
A potato sack.
The kobolds are in amongst the party, which, speaking of Riz, give me a, because they took their combat. Riz, you're still running full steam ahead.
She's sprinting.
You're going to have to give me a perception check to see if you can kind of guess where this thing is, due to the thicket of forest and the fog. This is at disadvantage.
As I'm running, can I cast guidance on myself?
Yeah, so that would take your 6 seconds. Okay, yeah, you can do that.
I will cast guidance on myself, and then I'm rolling perception at disadvantage. Oh, I meant to put a +4 in there because I had that on there. And I'll roll my d4 because I didn't do that. So that was a 10 plus 3 for 13 total.
Nice.
Yeah, Riz, as you are looking around trying to discern where this is, like, you can definitely hear some things going on in the forest, but it seems like the whistling has picked back up, making it harder to echolocate where perhaps a head is shuffling underneath the tree grove. There is also the distraction of the two kobolds who are trying to keep up with you. So right now you're trying to pick up the scent of where this thing could be. However, you see a lot of tree right now and not a whole lot of head.
I'm just gonna, like, as I'm still going in the direction, because I hope that it's still kind of going straight. I'm slowing slightly. I'm just gonna bellow and be like, we want to get rid of the fucking head. We're on your damn side, you fucking trees.
I think the rest of the party would definitely hear.
Yeah. This is with her whole chest.
I think she's that way.
Actually, did we ever decide though that, like, the flavor the flavor cantrips like thaumaturgy can be a bonus action. Didn't we decide that once upon a time as a homebrew rule? I don't know. I'm asking because thaumaturgy is technically an action, but for this, I just want it to be a bonus action of her just screaming into the woods.
I'm not going to be like, no, wait 6 seconds, then you can do it.
Because I think she'll cast thaumaturgy and let that. It's with her whole.
You're right. Yeah,
chest.
that is. You're right. The flavor ones, you're like, that doesn't make sense that you have to fucking do your whole.
Because it's like is a fucking action for no, okay, cool. Yeah, because this is just like this is just bolstering her voice because she's like fucking Hagoi, we're on your side. We want to kill the thing too.
As the whistles die down, the rest of the team, with an unconscious Wobbles on Verseverin's back, are able to, what do you call it? Rendezvous with a very annoyed Riz.
You think they can do anything about this mist? The trees?
Wish they fucking would, since it's their fucking fault. Well, no, it's not their fault. Technically, it is the lake's fault. So, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why she's doing that. That doesn't make any sense.
Like
but,
everybody is.
She's soft spirits often don't.
Yeah, like everybody is fundamentally, and Riz is like once again just like head tilted back, bellowing into the woods. Of like everybody is effectively making this harder than it needs to be. You don't want the fucking aswang here. We don't either. We're gonna fucking kill it if you can give us a fucking chance.
Yeah, what she said.
Maybe she's just trying to stop it from getting where it's going.
I don't fucking know, but I know that I have a fucking head on the loose with a monster tongue.
Thank you for listening to What's Your Damage Season 2, featuring Ray Palmer as Luwewe, Sadie Blake as Okan, Kate Ingram as Riz Parcheesi, Douglas Gale as Perseveron, Parker Postini as Wobbles Waggletongue. Elliot Rose is our Dungeon Master. Audio engineering by Sadie Blake and Douglas Gale. All music created by Sadie Blake. Sound effect attributions can be found in the show notes.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. You can find more of What's Your Damage on Apple Music and Spotify, or on our website, wydpod.com. We've got maps, just gorgeous cacti, and tons of more for all you know. There's also going to be a sign up for our newsletter, which features content warnings for all episodes upon release, because we think that's super important. And for those of you that want to chat with us on social media, because you love us so much, you can find us at WYD Pod, and that's WYDPOD on Instagram and Threads, as well as a bunch of others listed on our website. In case you don't like those first two, you can love to